Here we will discuss about the autonomic nervous system and the divisions of autonomic nervous system, that is the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system and their differences, and also the functional differences of the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. And this is the third lecture video of our nervous system series, and in the previous lecture video we have talked about the somatic nervous system. Now the autonomic nervous system is a type of efferent nervous system, and the efferent nervous system actually carry the information from central nervous system towards the effector, right? So the neurons which carry the information from central nervous system towards the effector are known as the efferent nervous system, or these are also called as the motor nervous system. And the efferent nervous system are two types, the somatic and the autonomic nervous system. And in between the central nervous system and the effector, in case of somatic nervous system, there are presents a single neuron and which is myelinated. And the somatic nervous system's effector is the skeletal muscles, and this is voluntary. But in case of autonomic nervous system, in between the central nervous system and the effector, there are presents two neurons. In case of somatic nervous system, in between the central nervous system and the effector, there are presents a single neuron. But in autonomic nervous system, in between the central nervous system and the effector, there are presents two neurons. One is the preganglionic neuron and another is postganglionic neuron. And this is the main differences in between somatic and autonomic nervous system. Also, the autonomic nervous system is involuntary, and the preganglionic neuron is myelinated in case of autonomic nervous system, but postganglionic neuron is non-myelinated. Okay, so this is actually the basic structural differences in between somatic and autonomic nervous system. And also the effector of the autonomic nervous system are the visceral or the autonomic effector, and these are the cardiac muscles, smooth muscles, and the glands. Actually the term autonomic nervous system was coined by James Langley. So James Langley first used the term autonomic nervous system, right? And Gaskell told autonomic nervous system as the involuntary nervous system, because this is not under the volition, or this is called as the involuntary nervous system. Okay. And the autonomic nervous system are divided into two broad categories. So autonomic nervous system are divided into two categories: the sympathetic nervous system, and another is the parasympathetic nervous system. So autonomic nervous system are two types, the sympathetic and parasympathetic. Okay, and since the autonomic nervous system are the efferent neuron, or the autonomic nervous system is made up of different type of efferent neuron or the motor neuron, then the outflow or the neurons which are come out from the central nervous system in case of sympathetic nervous system are from the thoracolumbar region. These are from the thoracolumbar region of central nervous system. Okay, and in parasympathetic nervous system, the outflow of the motor neuron is from craniosacral region of central nervous system. Okay, since the motor neuron are actually originated, or these are come out from the central nervous system, and in case of sympathetic nervous system, these are originated from the thoracolumbar region. And in case of parasympathetic nervous system, the motor neurons or the parasympathetic motor neuron are originated from the craniosacral region. And here you can see a schematic diagram, and this is not actually the scientific diagram, and this is the schematic diagram for your understanding. And here you can see that the parasympathetic division, and this is the sympathetic division, and in between the central nervous system and the effectors, so there are present different type of effectors, and the effectors are the visceral effectors mainly. The effector or the organs, you can tell these are the organs. Okay, and these organs are cardiac muscles, so these are cardiac muscles, and smooth muscles, and gland. Okay, so there are three types of effectors actually present in case of autonomic nervous system: cardiac muscles, smooth muscles, and the glands. right? And this is the diagram of the central nervous system, and this is the brain. Actually this is the brain, and this is the spinal cord. In the spinal cord, here you can see the different regions of the spinal cord. This is the cervical region, this is thoracic region, this is the lumbar region, this is sacral, and the last one is the coccygeal region. Actually the parasympathetic division, the neurons or the outflow or the motor parasympathetic neurons are originated from the craniosacral region. Then these are the parasympathetic motor neurons are originated from the brain and the sacral region of the spinal cord. Okay, but in cases of sympathetic nervous system, the sympathetic motor neurons are originated from thoracic and the lumbar region of the spinal cord. So this is the thoracic region of the spinal cord, and this is the lumbar region of the spinal cord. So the sympathetic motor neuron are originated from the thoracic and the lumbar region of the spinal cord. And here you can see the length of the different type of neurons in parasympathetic and the sympathetic division. And I have already told you that the two neurons are present in between the central nervous system and the effector. And in cases of parasympathetic nervous system, there are presence the preganglionic neuron. So this is the preganglionic neuron, right? And this is the postganglionic neuron. These are the postganglionic neuron. Okay, so ganglionic neuron is long in cases of parasympathetic division, and the postganglionic neuron is short in case of parasympathetic division. Okay, but in case of sympathetic division, these are the preganglionic neuron. So this is the preganglionic neuron, and these are the postganglionic neuron. So these are postganglionic neuron, and the preganglionic neuron are small. So the preganglionic neuron are small in sympathetic division, and the postganglionic neuron are long in sympathetic division, right? And here you can see the chain ganglion. This is known as the sympathetic chain ganglion. So chain ganglion is present in sympathetic division. Okay, then this is the chain ganglion. Chain ganglion is present in sympathetic division, but there is no chain ganglion in parasympathetic division, and the ganglions are separated actually. Now and in case of sympathetic division, you can see the another type of ganglion which is called as the collateral ganglion. So these are the collateral ganglion. Then these are the collateral ganglion. So what the preganglionic neuron that pass through the chain ganglion, the preganglionic neuron, this is the preganglionic neuron that pass through the chain ganglion, okay, are called the splanchnic nerve. So this nerve are called as splanchnic nerve. Okay, again I will tell you that the preganglionic neuron which passes through the chain ganglion are known as the splanchnic nerve, and this splanchnic nerve synapsing to the other ganglion, this is called as the collateral ganglion. So the splanchnic nerve actually synapse with the postganglionic neuron and in the collateral ganglion, right? So there are present two types of ganglion in case of sympathetic division, the chain ganglion and the collateral ganglion. Then this is actually the basic conceptual differences in between the sympathetic and the parasympathetic division. Okay, and also the parasympathetic nervous system actually secrete acetylcholine both from the preganglionic neuron and the postganglionic neuron. The neurotransmitter which is secreted is called acetylcholine, or they are the cholinergic neuron. Okay, but in cases of sympathetic division, all the preganglionic neuron secrete acetylcholine, right? All the preganglionic neurons secrete acetylcholine in sympathetic division, but few postganglionic neurons secrete acetylcholine, or the few postganglionic neuron in sympathetic division are the cholinergic. The neuron which secrete acetylcholine as the neurotransmitter are called as the cholinergic neuron, and the most of the postganglionic neuron in sympathetic division secrete norepinephrine as the neurotransmitter, right? So norepinephrine as the neurotransmitter. Most of the postganglionic neuron secrete norepinephrine as the neurotransmitter, and the neurons which secrete the norepinephrine as the neurotransmitter are known as adrenergic neuron. Okay, so this is actually the basic differences in between sympathetic and the parasympathetic division. Now I will write this division. So the outflow in case of sympathetic division, the outflow is the thoracolumbar. So sympathetic division outflow, is thoracolumbar, and here the motor outflow is craniosacral. The motor outflow is craniosacral in parasympathetic division. The outflow, the motor outflow from the craniosacral region, but in cases of sympathetic division, the motor outflow is from thoracolumbar region. Okay. Now the ganglion, there are present chain ganglion, sympathetic chain ganglion are present, and also present the collateral ganglion. Okay, and the collateral ganglion are present in sympathetic division, but in parasympathetic division the ganglia remains isolated. So the ganglia remains isolated in parasympathetic division. Actually they are close to the visceral organs, that is in or near the effector. The fiber size, actually preganglionic fiber in case of sympathetic division is short. Actually the sympathetic division is short, preganglionic fiber is short. Okay, and the postganglionic fiber are long, right? But in parasympathetic division the preganglionic fiber are long and postganglionic fiber are short. Preganglionic neuron are long and the postganglionic neuron are short in case of parasympathetic division, but in sympathetic division the preganglionic neuron are short and the postganglionic neurons are long. Now the postganglionic fibers are numerous. Okay, so the postganglionic fiber are long and numerous in sympathetic division, or there are many postganglionic fibers, and in case of parasympathetic division the postganglionic fiber are fewer. Okay, now the neurotransmitter in case of sympathetic division, the neurotransmitter from the preganglionic fiber are acetylcholine. So preganglionic fiber secrete acetylcholine as the neurotransmitter, that is all of the preganglionic fibers are cholinergic neuron, but postganglionic fiber actually secrete acetylcholine, but few postganglionic fiber actually secrete acetylcholine, and most postganglionic fiber, not preganglionic actually. So the most postganglionic fiber secrete norepinephrine. Okay, and in cases of parasympathetic division, preganglionic fiber and postganglionic fiber, the both fibers secrete acetylcholine, that is they are the cholinergic neuron. Okay, and sympathetic division, the overall effect is excitatory. The overall effect in sympathetic division is excitatory, and parasympathetic division the overall effect is inhibitory. Okay, sympathetic division actually active during the emergency condition, or the sympathetic division helps in fight or flight response, but in parasympathetic nervous system actually function during the time of normal resting condition. Okay, or they helps in rest and repair. So these are actually the basic differences in between the sympathetic and the parasympathetic division. And now we will go to the role or the functions of the sympathetic division. And sympathetic division actually causes the erection of hair, and parasympathetic division causes slanting of hair. Okay, now the second important function, stimulate perspiration. This will sympathetic division stimulate perspiration, and parasympathetic division perspiration actually this inhibit perspiration. So perspiration actually they inhibit the perspiration. Okay, third function, dilate pupil, right? And parasympathetic division actually constrict pupil, or they acts on our eyes and they constrict the pupil. The functions of the parasympathetic division is the construction of the pupil, but in sympathetic division the dilation of pupil. Sympathetic division reduce the salivation, actually they secrete the thick viscous saliva, but parasympathetic division actually salivation, they induce the salivation and the secretion of the watery saliva. Or parasympathetic division helps in our salivary gland, and this will causes the secretion of the watery saliva. Okay, and sympathetic division increase heart rate. Sympathetic division increase heart rate, but parasympathetic division decrease heart rate. Parasympathetic division decrease heart rate. Okay, next number 6 function, the breathing. Sympathetic division increase the breathing rate, right, and parasympathetic division decrease breathing rate. Next function, blood pressure. Actually sympathetic division increase blood pressure. Sympathetic division increase blood pressure, but parasympathetic division decrease the blood pressure. Okay, and sympathetic division actually reduce the urine output. So urine output, sympathetic division reduce the urine output, but parasympathetic division, this is number 9 actually, so number 9, and this increase the urine output. Okay, so parasympathetic division increase urine output, right. Next action on our reproductive system. Actually sympathetic division causes ejaculation in male, or they causes the secretion of the semen in case of male, and parasympathetic division actually causes penile erection. Parasympathetic division causes penile erection, and also sympathetic and the parasympathetic division acts on the female reproductive system, and sympathetic division causes the mucus secretion from the vagina, and parasympathetic division causes the clitoris erection during the time of sexual excitement. Okay, so these are actually the basic functional differences in between the sympathetic and the parasympathetic division, and hope you have understand about the autonomic nervous system and also the differences in between sympathetic and the parasympathetic division. And in the next video we will discuss about the different type of neurotransmitter and their receptor in autonomic nervous system. So thank you, and that's it.